What does this day mean for you also, and how you have seen him develop in the short time he's been here?
Well, Cody's just gifted. First of all, he's a great human being. He's a great kid. He has unbelievable talent. He's just been accepting to coaching, everything that we've thrown at him. He just wants to get better. He's trained. He's picked up 18 pounds in the last 17 months. His body's filling out. He's at 210 right now. The kid can make all the plays. He's a consummate teammate. Just to give you guys an example of what kind of character this kid's got. Today, everybody'd say today was kind of a big day, right? Yeah. 7 o'clock this morning, he was out here throwing balls to a couple of kids that some other coaches are looking at because they wanted to see that these other tight ends receive. And he comes up and do that, and he takes his lineman out to breakfast this morning before this deal. So he is who he is. We just said, you just stay who you are, because he is the real deal on and off the field, checks every box. We've had 63 schools in here, not just for him, but a lot of we have 7 or 8 other kids that have next level Division I opportunities. But we've had 62 schools in here in the last 3.5 weeks. Every one of those guys, I'm talking about all of the blue bloods, have been here, and just the way he's handled it, it's just been like a pro, the way he's handled it, and how much they respect him just as a person.
When did you know he had this ability to be this type of quarterback?
Well, when I got a call, from his dad's best friend and neighbor, and said that that they were trying to get into a system that fit their style a little bit, and that they were looking at LCA. I didn't know much about the kid. I'd heard about him when he was in 8th grade, and then and he didn't throw much. I think he threw 108 times in 12 games at his sophomore year. So the kid had never played in the spread offense before, he comes here. He didn't know our personnel, didn't know our terminology, and all that kind of stuff. And we do a lot of our offensive kind of exotic here, and lends itself to a lot of stuff that college people do on the next level. And we chart everything. Cutter, we motion and shift 65% of the time, and Cutter made 2 mental errors all year last year. I mean, Notre Dame's offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach was in here last week, and after he worked out and threw a little bit, they wanted to go see could he get on the board, and he told us unsolicited. He said, I've been doing this a long time. I've never seen a kid get on a whiteboard and be able to do what that kid just did. So you guys are going to love him, and all the schools did a great job recruiting him, but it's really going to be nice to go 3 miles down the road and watch our boy do his thing.
How does he fit into what Kentucky's doing with their offense now?
Well, I can tell you that Kentucky's he's a Kentucky boy, as you saw by the video, and he's a Kentucky guy. But there's a lot of schools that were frankly ahead of Kentucky before Liam came back. Liam was one of the first. Liam was on him before Liam left to go to pros, so he already had a relationship with Liam. So. But when Liam came back, they closed ground and spent a lot of time together. And Coach Stoops did a great job, and Vince Morrow, they were all in here this week. So it's just been a great. They closed well, and the other guys were so respectful they understood the decision. Some of them knew they had a little headwind ahead of them, and particularly when Cohen came back, but. Give them credit, guys. Those guys fought to the end. I got a phone call last night at 10:30 from a big program in the West. I'll just say that, and it said, can you have him call me? I said, man, it's 10:30. I said, I think we're done. I think we're shutting it down. So, but anyways, we're just so excited for the family. The family is awesome. Because when you recruit players, you recruit families too. And this family right here, because they've been through it with Aaron, and their father, of course, played Division I basketball 4 years, and her sister missed basketball and won a national championship at Oregon, and their son Jackson, the other son Jackson, he's in med school right now in the Caribbean, but he played at Division I at Wyoming, so genetically. But just the grandparents, the roots. You spend time with them. I've been able to get to know all that family really well over here in the last couple of years, and just unbelievable people. I couldn't be happier for them. I couldn't be happier for our state, and it's going to be you guys are going to love this kid. I'm just going to tell you.
The mental and the character strengths that he possesses, What's your favorite thing about him from a physical standpoint that he brings?
Well, from a physical standpoint, Jeff, he can make all the throws. He can make every throw. Here's what a lot of people don't realize about him. He's very athletic. As coaches like to speak, and coach speak, he's twitchy. He's got a little twitch to him. He doesn't lumber. I mean, he's light on his feet. We timed him in the grass last year when he first reported to a mini camp last year. We timed him in the grass at here laser at 4.7. He was a heck of a basketball player. I mean, a really good basketball player. Definitely would be at the next level basketball player, but he shut that down this year to try to get his body right because he knew this is the direction he was going to go. But he's kind of the guy that knows he's the guy, but he doesn't act like he's the guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he grew so much as the year because, again, he's in a new offense and a new situation and trying to learn the system, the people, and the terminology and whatnot. But what he ended up figuring out was when you're talented like that, sometimes you try to make every play. Because I can do that. I can make that play. And he started learning so much about how to control a game. Coach, he looks at the score. He understands he has a football IQ. He understands, okay, we're up 2 touchdowns. Relax, slow down. Well, what are we doing here? Is it time to play pace? It's all that kind of stuff. So and I'll tell you another attribute. You talk about something that really is going to lend itself, that has been the feedback that I've gotten from a lot of the coaches and a lot of the people, that he plays very well with his back to the ball. Because he played in a wing T offense that Coach Jaggers had, which was a very good offense down in LaRue County. He was under center 90% of the time. A lot of guys that are 6'5" and a half, that's got 11-inch hands, can't get under center, but he is very effective at it. And you'll see a lot of that in our package. We'll have a lot of 12 personnel stuff to where you'll be using tight ends and being able to roll out and do some different things because he's just so athletic. He would have ran the ball more last year, but we just wanted to protect him. But when it got down to playoff times, he was in a regional final game, he was our leading rusher. I mean, the kid, he's an alpha dog. I mean, he wants to go win, but there's just so much other things to be proud of. The way he handles himself, he's humble, he's selfless, he is looking for ways to serve others. Always rides the bus on the way back. Always carries his own balls. Don't want anybody doing it. He's not. He is who he is. He wears slides. He wears these big skis. Looks like slides around all the time, and that's just who he is. And I just think he stays what he is. The sky's the limit. But a lot of the coaches that have looked at him think he's the next big thing.
So first what I hear from you right now is the fact that he can extend the play. He has that ability to extend the play. In other words, the pocket breaks down, and he can extend that play and still make a play down the field.
Yes. The first time that I watched film on him and I saw him throw a rope, I mean an absolute rope, 50 yards on 1 foot, it wasn't no duck. I mean, it was a dime, man. And I said, that cat's got it. There's something else, the kid's picked up, he's worked on his body. I mean, he's getting up and he's really, really worked on his body where he, you get these multi-sport athletes. Up until his freshman year, he played everything, baseball, basketball, and football. So it's hard to get that body right, and so, he's coachable, he accepts coaching, he is respectful, he gives feedback, and he's just fantastic, in the film study. He puts the time in. He got injured last year. Was the first time he'd ever been injured in any career. And we said, how's he going to handle it? What's he going to do? And he was calming us down. I'm going to be fine. We're saying, he said, I'll be fine. He came back 2 weeks. But he's, we're just so excited for him.
From your vantage point, what is it about Liam Cohen, outside of just his offense and scheme, that you think kind of really drew close to him with?
The style. Liam's kind of laid back too. If you all hadn't figured, Liam he's a good guy and he's real, and that's the kind of people that, There were some schools, for give you an example, because you get a lot of feedback, and it's been a learning experience for us and our staff as well. We've had a lot of, some guys that's played next level here, but never a guy like this. And so we've learned a lot of feedback from these guys. And, the thing that they tell us that he's ahead of most people because of the throws that he can make and his football IQ and the amount of time that he puts in. There's nobody's going to outwork him. There's nobody going to out-game plan him. And he went to, I don't know how many visits the kid went to. I mean, we'd play on a Friday night, and then he'd be on a plane 8:30, and he'd be in LSU. They pick him at 8:30, he'd get back Sunday night, and we'd roll out our game plan for the week, and he'd come in Monday after school, and he wouldn't miss a lick. We do a walkthrough install. He had it all down. He's got the IQ. He's got the juice. Just because he's kind of laid back don't mean he don't have juice. The kid's got juice, and he's got a twitch, and he wants to compete, and he wants to play, and he wants to win. And but Liam has, with what Liam does, translates really well to the next level, to the pro level, and I think that's something also that helped him.
With what you talked about, him coming out and throwing to some other kids and taking guys to breakfast and that kind of thing, natural leadership qualities, is this a guy that you think other kids may see, he commits to Kentucky and says, this is the kind of guy I want to be around?
I'll be surprised if Cutter's commitment doesn't start a domino effect, for a lot of reasons. Number one, all you got to do is watch the kid, and he is who they say he is. Number two, Cutter in all of these circuits, because Cutter and his family have spent tremendous amount of time and effort and expense going all over the country in these elite showcase deals, and he's met these guys, and he's seen them at visits and all these guys. So there is in college football, there's a circle of kids out there that want to go play with somebody that can throw the football to them, and they want to protect somebody that's going to be able to move the chains, So, and just the personality is, he understands that leaders not being the first in line in the stretch line. He understands what leadership's about.